The Forms online program includes a free e-signature feature which allows lease packages to be sent, signed, and executed electronically. The e-signature feature may be enabled from the System Configuration tab. The Forms online program has the e-signature feature disabled by default. Simply check Enable e-signature and then select Apply to save your system settings. Once the e-signature feature has been enabled, all users of the program may initiate an e-signature request. You do have the ability to restrict any user-level login from being able to manage the e-signature process. All users may still initiate the request, but the restricted user would not be able to apply the owner's representative's signature and execute the lease. To initiate an e-signature request, two criteria must be met. First, today's date must be before the beginning date of the lease. For example, you may not initiate an e-signature request on March 5th for a lease which began on March 1st. Second, the request for e-signature option will not enable on the print window unless the lease is one of the forms selected. Once the lease is selected, the request e-signature option will appear. Some of the lease forms require additional resident input before the form may be completed and signed. Therefore, these forms are temporarily disabled in the print menu when the e-signature option is selected. With the forms and e-signature request selected, click Print Selected Forms. This will generate the PDF file of the lease package. The screen will now be divided into two sections. The PDF file of the lease forms appears on the right, and the summary of the e-signature request appears on the left. This summary includes several important items. Document ID. Each lease package has a unique document ID. This document ID is then displayed on each page of the electronically signed lease package. Lease term begins date. This is the beginning date of the lease. All parties of the lease may only apply their electronic signatures through the beginning date of the lease. Once all signatures are collected, the lease must still be executed. The execution of the lease must also be done by the beginning date of the lease. In this example, the lease begins on May 1st. As of May 2nd, electronic signatures may no longer be processed for this lease package, and the lease cannot be executed electronically. Next, you will see a list of all forms included within the lease package. The electronic signatures for all parties will apply towards each form listed within this lease package. Package generated date. Blue Moon will save this PDF file for 30 days from the date the package is generated. After 30 days, this PDF file is deleted from the Blue Moon servers. Blue Moon will automatically email a reminder notification 5 days before the 30-day period ends and the PDF file is deleted. The email address and phone numbers for the owner representative will automatically populate based on the information listed in your system configuration settings. You may modify this information before sending the request if needed. You will need to enter the owner representative name as well as the email address for each resident listed before sending the e-signature request. In this example, the email address is the same for both residents. Two separate emails will be sent to this address, one addressed to Morton Mouse and another for Marcia Mouse. Once all of the information has been entered and reviewed, you are ready to send the request. A confirmation screen will appear once the request is sent. The confirmation will note the deadline for applying the electronic signatures as well as the date the PDF file will be removed from the Blue Moon servers. The owner representative and each resident will be emailed notifications of the e-signature request. The email will contain a link to the lease package PDF file. The resident reviews the forms and submits their electronic signature by entering their name as it appears on the screen. Once the resident has submitted their electronic signature, an additional confirmation email is sent back to the owner representative, notifying them when electronic signatures have been applied. You may manage your e-signature requests from within the Forms online program. Select Manage e-signatures, and you can view the status of any pending request. In our sample, we can see that we still have one outstanding signature pending for this lease. By selecting Manage, we can review more detailed information. On the left, you will see the status for each resident listed on the lease. Morton Mouse has applied his signature, so his status is signed. Marcia Mouse has not applied her signature yet, so her status is pending. We will resend her the e-signature request again. If the resident has not signed the request within 3 days, Blue Moon will automatically resend the emailed signature request to them. Once all residents have applied their signatures, the final signature of the owner representative may be added. The lease is not executed until all parties have signed. Remember, the PDF file is only stored temporarily by Blue Moon, so you must save the PDF file separately once it has been executed. After the lease is executed, all parties will receive a final confirmation email containing a link to the executed lease package. Each page of the executed lease package will display the document ID. The executed lease package will also contain an additional receipt page summarizing the details of each electronic signature collected, including the owner representative. And finally, if any resident has opted out of the paperless process, a physical copy of the executed lease package must still be provided to them.